The first time I came to Canada was 2.5 years ago, and I specifically came here to look for school and pursue my master's. And it was my first time in North America in general. Yeah, so I've been here for almost 3 years. Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I came a long time ago, 50 years ago, in 71, as a graduate student with a contract from the German Academic Exchange Service. I came from Germany and to teach at McGill for 4 years um, and do research, and I ended up with a PhD and then was expected to go back and didn't because I met my husband and the rest is history.
Yeah.
NDG only came in 76. When did you move to NDG? You moved to NDG right away.
No. First, I moved to the first place I moved to was in Ville Saint Laurent, and then I stayed there for like 1 year, and then later on I came to NDG. So far, NDG has been a really nice community. There's a big difference between Ville Saint Laurent and NDG because of how NDG is very diverse, multicultural. There's different shops and parks. It has a little bit of character that kind of is missing with other communities. How is your feel with NDG for the past?
Well, since 76, and that's on 49 years almost. Anyway,
Yeah.
I bought the house and then on Melrose Avenue, very close to here, and I've been there ever since. I mean, the house has changed a little bit. The neighborhood has changed. My neighbors first were actually a German lady married to a British person, and then the other side was a Dutch lady to a Canadian. She was a war bride, actually. That was interesting when her husband came back after the war. And now it's the mixed neighborhood, but feel very comfortable, of course. I'm probably the person who's lived there the longest, and I've seen the changes. And I mean, yeah, there are some I would prefer be different. Like we used to be very, very friendly about parking because we don't have park driveways, and now we need to make sure we get our spots. We have to change everything.
Yeah.
You don't have a car here.
Of course, smart. I don't have a car for now. I usually take the public transport, and it's quite good where I stay here to the metro. It's just let's say 8 minutes walk, so it's quite close, and even the buses are quite frequent, so it's not as bad as some of the other areas. Yeah,
Sherbrooke is a big help, right?
Yes.
Yeah, one thing I like a lot about the community was the NDGY, the YMCA on Hampton. When I moved here, I pretty soon started to take to exercise classes there, and that's where I actually met my husband. And later the NDG was instrumental in giving my children skiing lessons, and also they went there to daycare. And I do hope the NDGY will be able to continue to function. There's a question about it now.
Because I come from a very hot and humid country, so my transition with the cold was not very easy, especially my first time with the winter. I wasn't at NDG at that time, but when I came to NDG, it was a little bit easier because the metro is not very far. So how was it with you and the driving and
well, you
the
learn
parking?
How to drive in the winter, and you learn how to get out of a snowbank and so on. But sometimes reason prevails, and you say, okay, the car will stay until the storm's over. You know, don't have to go that.
Yes.
But what I really like in comparison to when I came here that was in September, and I couldn't believe how warm it was, and then and humid at first. But then we had. I really liked winter, so it's a good country to be in if you like winter. We can take advantage of it. We can still go skiing. I used to ski a lot when I was in Germany, still as a student and so on. But so I like the climate. It's okay, you know. I don't like the differences and the extremes. It's good now. We can't wait for summer, but we know it'll come, and then it'll be okay again when we'll have snow again, you know. So
Yeah.
do you think you can get used to that, the snow and?
Yeah, so far so good. I'm trying to enjoy the snow, and right now I'm still adjusting, to be honest, because I've been 20 years plus in hot and humid, but the winter is getting into my system.
Positively?
Yes, positively. Yeah. And you said you came in 76?
To NDG, yes.
Yeah, yeah. How was the French like?
Well, it was complicated. It was the year of the Olympics, but it was also the year of the Parti Québécois getting into power. And so we were wondering there would be the referendums would come. I think I went through 2 for sure. And yeah, but I mean, NDG is easy, you know, we're not too, well, it's just relaxed. You're
Yes,
here, you accept your neighbor. Maybe a bit optimistic, but I think basically it's okay.
It's very diverse, yeah.
The French is obviously a natural fact around here, and we know we can function if we feel like it, but we also know that it's not a problem. Practically what happens often is that when somebody sees that you're not familiar with that language, they switch to it, and so if I try French, sometimes they speak English to me, and and so on. But that's basically a nice human. Yeah, we have English schools, we have French schools, and a lot of people send their French.
My experience with the neighbors here, ever since I moved in, we have had some few activities together, like to clean the aisle together and plant some flowers, which was very nice and really creates a very good bond, the community kind of bond that is missing in some of the few communities outside of NDG. So that's something I really enjoy about the NDG neighborhood.
Especially if they have children, and we have a back lane, and that's where our children practically grew up.
Yeah.
Learned how to ride their bikes, learned how to they played soccer with the other kids in the neighborhood. So that was, yeah, well, what happened this winter after the second snowstorm, I think I live alone, my husband's in a home. My car was out there and I was looking at it, and my neighbor was shoveling it out of the snowbank, and I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
I told her I was still capable, but I was grateful, and so I felt that it was touched, you know, by that gesture. Yeah. And so we would, I mean, everybody always says they will help if there's a need for it, but probably can't even rely on it.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite place in NDG that you have a very connected memory with?
Well, I guess it would be the Y, a lot of it.
Okay.
Or Chihuahua Park. That's where my children spent a lot of their youth, in the playground there, and the grandchildren, I love the splashing pool there, so that's a beautiful thing. And the hockey, well, my daughter played hockey, and when they come for Christmas, the Texans and the Germans, they go skating, and they go to Confederation Arena or here even. So there's a lot. Yeah. These kinds of places I like a lot. Okay. Lots of parks here in NDG.
That's good. Yeah. For me, safety in NDG is very safe. I usually have an evening job where I come home late, but I usually feel safe just walking.
I came in 75. I was immediately got a student visa. I was working for a German government agency, so that wasn't a problem. And I stayed a student until about 75, when originally, obviously, wasn't a student anymore, and then I became a landed immigrant, and there was no problem. I had a job, and that was the natural transition. I finally became a Canadian in about 20 years ago, and at that time you had to have a special reason to become Canadian if you wanted to keep your German citizenship. And so because I was at the German school, I was with the German Society, and had family in Germany. That was the German government said was okay. So I was very happy to become a Canadian. When I had to pass my tests, I told my students I taught Canadian history at the German school, and they said, "Frau Steiner, did you pass your test?" And I said, "Yeah, but I didn't get 100%." Ah. Do you do any physical activity?
Well, I used to walk a lot to go to the library. Oh yeah, like because the metro is quite close. I'll just usually I just walk to the metro, but I haven't really joined any gym in NDG. However, I do know that they have some few options, and I'm looking forward to get myself into the gym mode soon.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you.
Yes, yeah. Have you tried any restaurants and gym?
Yeah, well, we used to, with the children, we used to go a lot to the Souvlaki, Ville de Souvlaki, and to another Greek place at the corner of Hampton and Sherbrooke. So you can have any kind of food in NDG. Around here, or Muckland Village, of course, it's quite amazing. But that's Montreal.
Yes, yeah. For me, my favorite spot in NDG, a restaurant, would be Pasta Casarecci. Yeah, I like it because the food, of course, the food is tasty, and the Italian food is always nice. And I have gone to some other few restaurants, like the Indian restaurants, and then you have the Chinese restaurants, and there's just everything in NDG. It's very multicultural, and there's always some flavors that you are looking forward to taste. And and I like to shop at the famous NDG Persian market, because they usually have the best stuff and it's affordable most of the time.
You say the name? You mean Akavan?
Akavan, yes.
And they moved.
Yeah, they moved, but now we have another one, Mosh.
Antwerp?
Yes, no. Almin, it's right here. Amana, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one is also very nice, the supermarket. And of course, Esposito is always...
always a plan B.
Yes. It's quite close to where I stay as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I enjoyed talking to you a lot.
Yes, thank you. Me too. It was nice to get to know you and your experience in NDG.
Yeah, and I hope you're going to get a very good job, and
thank you.
Maybe stay here and have your children here.
Hopefully, yes. Yeah.
Trilingual.
Yes, always.